Your impressions of the meet?
It served its purpose. I mean, it's similar than the Kentucky Invite for us. We were looking for a meet that we can kind of get ourselves back going on the road. We got a big road test next week at Tyson. And this meet was to kind of get used to running on a bank track, on a smaller, tighter track before we get with the big dance at Tyson. So it served its purpose. The teams were very competitive, and they gave us sort of the test we wanted. We're going to really rest up and kind of get our legs fresh so we can get to Tyson and kind of get some big things done.
How about the team's response to going on the road for the first time this season?
I think there was some jitters and some excitement. Some of the freshmen really were excited about getting on the road. It's different. You're no longer at home. You see your friends, people that went to different schools, so it added a whole different element of excitement for them, and that's kind of what we're looking for. We just don't want them to get to Tyson and kind of lose track or lose focus. So this was kind of a first step away from home before we get to the big one.
How about some performers that sort of responded today after maybe not doing as much as they had hoped to yesterday?
I think Morgan stepped up from what she did yesterday. You know, stepping up is relative because she's performing pretty competitively, but you know, what we require, what we're trying to get accomplished in this conference is significantly different than what somebody else might think is acceptable. So I think she stepped up and did better. I think Shaquila stepped up and did better. You know, and then Kenny running 23:47, that's probably a PR by over 2 seconds, and you don't even get a mention. Those are things that tells us we're heading in the right direction. You know, it has to be difficult for us to give the kids accolade. That means the team is getting better. I think Madison Jacobs, huge step up. I mean, that's 2-meter PR. That's 6 feet better than what she's been doing. So, and they want to travel. They want to get in the road. They want to get to the big meets, and all that stuff is raising the bar a little bit higher, forcing them to kind of make a choice. You know, Charles Moucher looks like he's heading in the right direction, and hopefully he get over 17 feet in the near future because we really need him to get some extra points, because the points in the field events, you really don't hear about them until you tally the score. So we need for the field events people to kind of get involved, because the stuff on the track you can see it, and the stuff on the side, that's how you win a championship basically.
All right, how about just Desiree's overall meet, another world bleeding time?
Well, I mean, that's kind of what we want, and her goals are to be a professional athlete. If you're going to do that, you got to put professional athletes' time in week in, week out, and that's kind of what she has to learn to do. You're a performer; you have to put on the show. You know, the big ones, the superstars, when they compete, the whole world knows about it. You can't compete and sort of go unnoticed, and that's definitely shows us that she's at that level now where she can compete and serve notice and kind of get herself into a position where people at the Bowerman and people that are making evaluation how good an athlete is have to step up and say, "Oh my goodness, this is a lot better than what everybody else is doing."
And then last thing, the women's 4x4, it kind of seemed like they had to sort of manufacture their own energy, and then they come out and win with a nice performance.
Yeah, I mean, the relay is the last thing that happened on the track. So if you win that, then you go home sort of a winner. You can have a terrible day winning the 4x4, and all of a sudden you're a champion again. So we always want to be competitive in that, because in the end, at the NCAA, that relay will be the last thing on the track. So if we're in a position to do something special, we need for the team to rally around that relay. We need for them to get excited about running that relay.